So it's Sunday, and it's Palm Sunday. And this is the day that all of Jesus' ministry was culminating into this moment, leading into the crucifixion and the resurrection of Jesus. And so this is known as the triumphant entry. And so many prophecies were fulfilled where he tells his disciples to go secure a donkey, and he goes and he enters into Jerusalem on a donkey, which is symbolic of peace. Donkeys, most warriors come in on a horse or a stallion. And remember, the prophecy was that the Messiah would come in and liberate them and establish a new kingdom. And what these Jewish people were thinking was that their Messiah was going to come in and overthrow the Roman government because they were occupied. And so it had a lot of messianic overtones. And so when Jesus comes in, he's riding this donkey, and they're waving palms in the air, and they're shouting, "Hosanna, Hosanna," which means, "Save us, we pray. Save us, we pray." And they're not thinking save us as in salvation. They're thinking save us from the tyranny of the Romans, from the occupation of the Romans. But Jesus had other things in mind, as he normally does. We think it's one thing, and Jesus is talking about something much deeper. And so Jesus knows what's happening, what's about to happen as he enters into this city. He knows the time is now. Many times he said, "It is not my time, it is not my time." Now it is his time. And he goes in, and they're shouting, "Hosanna, Hosanna." And then he goes in after that, and he goes into the temple, and he sees that the temple is a market, and they're exchanging sacrifices for people to go sacrifice. And so he just, for the second time, this is the second time he does this, and he flips over the tables, and he says, "You've made my Father's house into a marketplace." And then after that, he begins to pray, and he begins to lay hands on people and heal people, and he does some teaching. And then after that, at the end of the day, a few hours later, he goes into Bethany, where he takes cover for the night and spends the night with his disciples in Bethany, which is just a few miles outside of Jerusalem. And so Palm Sunday is the day where he's ushered in, and they say, "Hosanna, Hosanna, save us, we pray." So on this Palm Sunday, let's remember Jesus came to bring salvation. He came to save us. Not necessarily like what the Jews were thinking in that moment, to save them from the tyranny of the Romans, but he came to bring us life, and life everlasting. And so on this day, let's remember the real reason that we celebrate on Palm Sunday.